In this episode, BP stops the Gulf oil leak and Apple's iPhone 4 press release. Quicksurf Internet Media presents The Geekinator, talking about all things tech and geek. Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm your host Adrian, coming to you almost live from lovely Phoenix, Arizona, here in Studio C1 at Quicksurf Internet Media. The Geekinator is a proud member of the Tech Podcast Network. If it's tech, it's here. Do feel free to head on over to techpodcasts.com and you'll be bound to find a whole lot of other technology-related shows over there as well. Let's go ahead and get into the stories for Season 3, Episode 14. Over at news.nationalgeographic.com, this is actually breaking news, and I know it's not necessarily technology related, but a lot of people have been following the BP oil spill that's been happening in the Gulf of Mexico, and as of Thursday when we're taping, it's 10 o'clock, July 15th, BP has capped and temporarily stopped the flow of oil. We'll get confirmation within the next 24 to 48 hours whether or not it's a permanent fix. But this is good news. The oil spill has been, shooting out a lot of oil for the last 3 or so months. There's still a lot of work to be done. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because when I was doing research on this, it turns out there's actually quite a bit of technology in play when it comes to drilling in deep water. So definitely check it out. They've got a bunch of pictures. The new cap is on. It's supposedly working pretty well, and we'll see how it goes from here on out. Let's go ahead and talk about our sponsor for this episode, GoToAssist Express. There are a variety of tools that let you remotely support a client, colleague, or friend. But the only one I trust and rely on is GoToAssist Express, the best remote support tool designed for small to medium-sized businesses, and it's brought to you by Citrix. Why? Well, GoToAssist Express has exceptional performance, it's very easy to use, and it's secure. IT professionals don't have time to squander using a tool that's slow or unreliable. Really, anybody who doesn't have a whole lot of free time needs a tool that works. GoToAssist Express has no IT maintenance or updating required. It's so fast you'll be on the other computer troubleshooting whatever the problem is in seconds, and it's consistently reliable. My audience can try GoToAssist Express free for 30 days. For this special offer, visit gotoassist.com/techpodcast. I repeat, my audience can try GoToAssist Express free for 30 days. For this special offer, visit gotoassist.com/techpodcast. From NPR.org, there's a story, Apple plans an iPhone 4 announcement. This is related to the iPhone 4 antenna issue that's been raging on for the last couple weeks. I know I haven't really reported on it because I've been on vacation out of town and sick, but essentially the last thing we reported was there was a class action lawsuit. There's been a lot of testing on the iPhone 4. Apple, supposedly, they have not iterated exactly what they're going to talk about during the press conference on Friday, July 16th. But and we'll have an update on the next show. But there's been a lot of speculation. All they've said it's about the iPhone 4. We're going to find out what they plan to do about the antenna issue. They've got multiple plans, or they've got multiple paths they can take. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Personally, I'd like to see them do some kind of coding on the band, as well as give away the bumpers. But we'll see. Nobody really is going to know until it happens. It's at 10 a.m. There are various technology sites that are live blogging it, like Engadget and that sort of site. So we'll see. By all means, I'll keep you updated as it happens, and hopefully Apple will be able to put a rest to what's been going on with the iPhone 4 antenna issue. From electronista.com, there's a story, Sprint unlikely to place caps on WiMax data. Now, this is interesting because Sprint was one of the few companies who, for the longest time on their 3G data plans, had no data cap. And then they switched it to 5 gigs, which sucked. I have a Sprint data plan and it's an express card for my MacBook Pro, and I was actually recently considering getting the 4G MiFi hotspot from them. But they're saying here, Sprint is unlikely to place caps on WiMax data usage, according to Vice President of 4G Operations Todd Rowley. The executive, speaking at the Mobile Beat conference in San Francisco, suggested Sprint wants to avoid causing the same kind of changes in subscriber behavior that were apparent after the company introduced 5 gig monthly caps on its 3G data plans. Now, this does not mean that 4G is never going to have a cap. They're saying they've got plenty of spectrum to use, so it'll be a while before they have to implement caps just to maintain speed and throughput. But the caps will more likely be like 20 gigs a month instead of 5 gigs. But it's going to be years before that even happens. I mean, it'll be years before Sprint even gets 4G rolled out everywhere that they provide 3G service now. So, once that happens, they've got a lot of spectrum still that they can use. So I suspect that it'll be quite some time before we start to see any kind of caps on the 4G usage. Unfortunately, here in Phoenix, they don't have 4G yet. So even though if I get that 4G MiFi, I'll be basically plopping back to 3G service, the same 3G service that I get now, and I'll still have that 5 gigabyte cap on the 3G service. It's only unlimited on the 4G service. So kind of a disappointment, but still nonetheless, it works for when I need it. From PC World, there's a story here, Better Living Through Implants. The article starts off, imagine if you could learn to fly a helicopter by downloading software directly to your brain. Imagine if your eyes could see an object overlaid with data miles away in the dark. These science fiction scenes from the Matrix and Terminator movies may be less fictional in the future thanks to the fascinating science behind medical implants. Interdisciplinary teams of surgeons, researchers, engineers, and computer scientists are creating complex electronics designed to work within the human body to simulate human functions. Today's bionic technology helps people suffering from disease or disability and may pave the way for a future where the blind can see and the deaf can hear. Researchers have achieved breakthroughs in medical science, but the level of improvement these advances offer doesn't approach the level of typical human sight, sound, thought, or movement. So this is kind of cool. This talks about bionic eyes specifically here in this article, as well as brain-computer interfaces and brain implants, different types of body implants. It talks about consequences of performance enhancement. It's a pretty interesting read. Definitely, totally geeking out on it while I was reading it. So I thought I'd share it with the rest of you guys out there. From Gizmodo, there's a story, a 40-foot Optimus Prime transforms the Beijing Skyline. Visitors to China's Green Dream Park, not far from the 2008 Olympics Bird's Nest Stadium, are currently being greeted by a 40-foot tall, 6-ton Optimus Prime made from 5 truckloads of car and truck spare parts. So this is pretty neat. Definitely check it out. There's a picture up on Gizmodo. Cool stuff. That'll pretty much do it for this episode of The Geekinator. As always, thank you for watching, and I will see all of you on the next episode. Follow me at Twitter, twitter.com/Adrian_Bacon, and I'll see you then. Bye.